Welcome to today's news. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Naurin. Here are the latest trending news stories from across the globe. Let's dive into today's top headlines. Trump ordered reduction of federal bureaucracy. Trump considers giving taxpayers a Doge dividend. Trump's speech at Saudi-backed event raises concerns over business ties. Trump calls for Ukraine to focus on deal amid rising criticism. Senate confirms Kash Patel as FBI director in close vote. Mitch McConnell announces he wants to run for Senate re-election in 2026. Governor Kathy Hochul decides not to remove Mayor Eric Adams for now. Bird flu confirmed in rats for first time, USDA reports. Lula accuses Trump of wanting to be emperor of the world. Mexico's president warns the U.S. against invading over drug cartels. International Mother Language Day, Bangladesh pays homage to brave martyrs. And former Spain soccer chief Luis Rubiales convicted of sexual assault for kissing Jenni Hermoso. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. President Trump signed an executive order to reduce the size of the federal government by cutting unnecessary agencies and advisory committees. The order aimed to increase government efficiency, reduce waste, and lower inflation. The order targeted several government entities, including the Presidio Trust, the Inter-American Foundation, the United States African Development Foundation, and the United States Institute of Peace. These agencies were directed to reduce their functions to the legal minimum. Within 14 days, their leaders had to report their compliance to the Office of Management and Budget. The order also eliminated the Federal Executive Boards and the Presidential Management Fellows Program. Several advisory committees, such as the Advisory Committee on Voluntary Foreign Aid and the Community Bank Advisory Council, were also scheduled for termination. Within 30 days, top White House advisors must identify additional agencies and committees for possible closure. The order stated that all actions must comply with existing laws and budget limitations. Trump's administration planned to continue streamlining government operations in the coming months, aiming to make the federal government leaner and more accountable to taxpayers. President Trump recently discussed the possibility of using 20% of the savings from the Department of Government Efficiency for direct taxpayer payments. He suggested providing 20% back to citizens and using the other 20% to reduce national debt. However, economists quickly raised concerns over the plan's practicality. The idea emerged when James Fishback proposed a $2 trillion savings from Doge cards with 5,000 rebates for taxpayers. However, experts argue that such savings are unlikely, pointing out that most government spending is tied up in social security, Medicare, and defense, leaving little room for cuts. While DOGE claims to have saved $8.4 billion, experts believe it's unrealistic to expect $2 trillion in savings, especially without congressional approval. A tax rebate would require congressional backing, which could prove difficult given current budget negotiations. Experts caution taxpayers not to expect a large DOGE dividend, noting that the current strong economy and ongoing budget deficits make such payments highly improbable. Legal issues surrounding DOGE's cuts further complicate the matter. President Trump spoke at an investment conference in Miami sponsored by Saudi government entities. This speech took place while Trump's organization looked to expand its real estate business in Saudi Arabia. The event, backed by the Saudi Public Investment Fund, included leaders like Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Trump praised Saudi Arabia and its leaders during his speech, even as his business dealings in the region sparked concerns. His son-in-law, Jared Kushner, had secured a $2 billion investment from the Saudi fund after Trump left office in 2021. Additionally, the Saudi-backed Leaf Golf has hosted several events at Trump properties. Critics questioned whether Trump's speech served his business interests more than U.S. national interests, especially since his organization plans to build Trump-branded properties in Saudi Arabia. Ethical concerns also arose about Trump's failure to fully divest from his business holdings, which some argue could influence his policies. In the future, questions will continue over how Trump's business entanglements may affect U.S. foreign policy and national security. The White House continued its efforts to end the Russia-Ukraine conflict, urging Ukraine to ease its criticism and quickly sign a minerals deal promoted by President Trump. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz stated that Ukraine needed to tone it down and focus on signing the deal, emphasizing the importance of this agreement given U.S. support for Ukraine. Trump and Ukrainian President Zelensky recently exchanged insults, with Trump calling Zelensky a dictator, while Zelensky accused Trump of spreading Russian disinformation. Despite these tensions, Waltz stressed that the U.S. still values Ukraine, noting Trump's admiration for the Ukrainian people. Trump also mentioned that Russia had the upper hand in negotiations due to its territorial gains in the conflict. Meanwhile, the Kremlin warned that sending NATO troops to Ukraine as peacekeepers would be unacceptable. In ongoing developments, Russia launched 161 drones and missiles targeting Ukrainian infrastructure, while also regaining significant territory in the Kursk region. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. The Senate confirmed Kash Patel as FBI Director with a 51-49 vote. This approval marks a key win for President Trump despite opposition from Democrats. Two Republicans, Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, joined Democrats in opposing Patel. Patel will take over the FBI at a time of significant scrutiny, particularly regarding the January 6 Capitol attack investigations. The Trump administration had already asked 8 senior FBI officials to resign, and Patel faces the challenge of restoring the Bureau's credibility. During his confirmation hearing, Patel promised to protect FBI employees from political retaliation. He stated that all FBI staff would be held to the same standards and no one would be punished for their case assignments. However, concerns remain about his prior political activities. Senate Democrats, including Dick Durbin, have requested investigations into whether Patel was involved in the firing of FBI officials before his confirmation. Patel's leadership at the FBI will be closely watched as he steps into his new role, with many questioning how he will balance his past political ties with his duties at the agency. Mitch McConnell, the longest-serving Senate Republican leader, announced he would not seek re-election in 2026. The 83-year-old senator from Kentucky made the announcement on his birthday, revealing that he decided not to run again last year. McConnell, who has represented Kentucky in the Senate since 1985, expressed deep gratitude for the trust placed in him by his fellow Kentuckians. McConnell served as the Senate Republican leader from 2007 to 2025 and was the majority leader from 2015 to 2021. His leadership played a key role in the confirmation of President Trump's judicial nominees and in blocking the confirmation of Merrick Garland during Obama's presidency. Health issues, including a re-emergence of polio symptoms, have affected McConnell in recent years, and he has been using a wheelchair following a fall at the Capitol. Despite challenges, McConnell expressed optimism about the future of the Senate, stating that he would leave with hope for its enduring strength. His retirement was expected, but McConnell's impact on U.S. politics and the Senate will be felt for years to come. New York Governor Kathy Hochul announced that she would not remove Mayor Eric Adams from office at this time, despite mounting pressure following his indictment on corruption charges last year. Instead, Hochul plans to impose limits on Adams' power, including appointing a Deputy Inspector General to oversee his actions. This move will require approval from state lawmakers and the New York City Council. The calls for Adams' removal intensified after the Trump administration dropped all charges against him and suggested he assist in immigration raids. Critics raised concerns about a possible quid pro quo arrangement. Adams has denied the allegations and refused to resign. Hochul's decision to maintain Adams in office comes despite the mayor facing serious federal charges related to illegal campaign donations and favors for Turkish business interests. The governor's office plans to implement strict guardrails around Adams' leadership while continuing to monitor the situation. Bird flu has been confirmed in rats for the first time, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. In late January, 4 black rats in Riverside County, California, were found with the H5N1 strain of avian flu. This follows earlier reports of the virus in mice on infected farms. In addition to rats, the USDA reported other mammal infections across the country, including a harbor seal in Massachusetts, a fox in North Dakota, and a bobcat in Washington state. A domestic cat in Oregon was also found infected, likely from consuming contaminated pet food. The USDA is working to rehire bird flu experts who were recently let go due to cost-cutting measures. Despite this, the agency assured that positions critical to fighting the virus, including veterinarians, were exempt for cuts. Since 2022, about 148 million birds have been euthanized to curb the virus, leading to higher egg prices. One person has died from the virus so far. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva accused US President Donald Trump of trying to become an emperor of the world. In a recent interview, Lula criticized Trump for interfering in the policies of other countries and ignoring their sovereignty. Lula stated that post-World War II democracy had been a model for governance, but Trump's actions suggested otherwise. The comments followed Trump's attacks on Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, whom he called a dictator and blamed for Russia's invasion. The US has faced tensions with Ukraine over talks with Russia aimed at ending the war. Lula urged Trump to respect the sovereignty of other nations, adding that the US must be a better friend to Brazil. Lula also addressed trade issues, expressing a desire for the US to stop imposing tariffs on Brazilian products like steel. He emphasized the importance of a positive relationship with the US for Brazil's economy. Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum warned the U.S. against using the recent designation of Mexican drug cartels as terrorist organizations as a reason to invade the country. Sheinbaum emphasized that Mexico would not tolerate any invasion of its sovereignty and stressed the importance of collaboration, not intervention. President Donald Trump signed an executive order labeling 8 Mexican cartels, including the Jalisco New Generation and Sinaloa cartels, as terrorist groups. This raised concerns about potential military action. Tech billionaire Elon Musk suggested the designation could lead to drone strikes, but experts believe a military response is unlikely despite Trump's unpredictability. Sheinbaum also vowed to continue legal action against the U.S. gun manufacturers, accusing them of fueling the cartel violence by selling weapons to traffickers. The Mexican government is seeking $10 billion in damages from U.S. gun makers. Mexico has already filed a lawsuit against them for their role in the violence caused by these weapons. Bangladeshi President Shahabuddin and Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus honored the martyrs of the historic language movement by placing wreaths at the central Shahid Minar, marking International Mother Language Day. This significant day commemorates the supreme sacrifices made by language martyrs for the recognition of Bangla as the state language in 1952. The president arrived at the Shahid Minar at midnight, laying a wreath precisely as the clock struck 01. Chief Advisor Yunus also placed a wreath shortly after. Dhaka University Vice Chancellor Professor Niaz Ahmed Khan welcomed Yunus upon his arrival. In his message, Yunus paid tribute to people of all languages, emphasizing the importance of preserving mother tongues for sustainable development. He also noted efforts to promote Bangla in technology and ensure free distribution of textbooks in various languages, including Braille. The day, observed globally, highlights the struggle for linguistic rights and the recognition of Bangla as the state language. Let's have a look on today's sports story. Luis Rubiales, the former president of Spain's National Soccer Federation, was convicted of sexual assault after kissing player Jenni Hermoso without her consent during the 2023 Women's World Cup medal ceremony. The Spanish High Court fined Rubiales €10,800 and imposed a one-year restraining order, prohibiting him from contacting Hermoso or approaching her within 650 feet. Rubiales, who denied the charges, maintained that the kiss was consensual. His lawyer announced plans to appeal the ruling. Although prosecutors had called for a prison sentence of 2.5 years, Rubiales was acquitted of charges of coercion related to Hermoso's claims that he tried to pressure her to support him. Hermoso spoke about the emotional toll of the incident, stating that the World Cup victory was overshadowed by the controversy. The case has sparked wider discussions on sexism and misconduct in Spanish sports. We'll be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 20,228.20. The NYSE Composite is decreased by 12.19 points or 0.06%. Tokyo stock close price is 38,678.04. The Nikkei 225 index is decreased by 486.57 points or 1.24%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,350.78. The Shanghai index is decreased by 0.76 points or 0.02%. Hong Kong stock close price is 22,576.98. The Hang Seng index is decreased by 367.26 points or 1.60%. Bombay stock close price is 75,735.96. The Sensex index is decreased by 203.22 points or 0.27%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Trump ordered reduction of federal bureaucracy. Trump considers giving taxpayers a Doge dividend. Trump's speech at Saudi-backed event raises concerns over business ties. Trump calls for Ukraine to focus on deal amid rising criticism. Senate confirms Kash Patel as FBI director in close vote. Mitch McConnell announces he wants to run for Senate re-election in 2026. Governor Kathy Hochul decides not to remove Mayor Eric Adams for now. Bird flu confirmed in rats for first time, USDA reports. Lula accuses Trump of wanting to be emperor of the world. Mexico's president warns the U.S. against invading over drug cartels. International Mother Language Day, Bangladesh pays homage to brave martyrs. And former Spain soccer chief Luis Rubiales convicted of sexual assault for kissing Jenni Hermoso. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all smart TVs and Roku TV, Amazon TV, Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago Media Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.